So today I wanted to do a video on talking about different foundations for skin types. So it's important keeping, your skin type into consideration when choosing a foundation because it's just going to determine how well the foundation wears on your skin. And you want to find one that works with your skin type. Now, it's not like the end-all be-all. You don't necessarily need to pick a mattifying foundation if you have oily skin. And I think a lot of people get, caught up in that. Like if you have oily skin, you need to, pick something that's going to be mattifying and have more of a matte finish. And I don't feel like that's true. I feel like for the most part, go with a foundation that's going to give you the end result that you want. So if you have oily skin, even if you like dewy looking skin, which is kind of what I like, go with a foundation that's going to give you that. Don't go with a foundation that's going to give you a matte look. So I hope that makes sense. So I'm just going to talk about different foundations that I own that I think work well for certain skin types, and I'm just going to talk about, what kind of finish they give and things like that. So starting out randomly, I'm going to talk about the Benefit Hello Flawless one first. This one is in the color I'm So Money Honey, and it's kind of in the medium range. So the finish of this foundation is very, very natural finish. It's kind of a little bit glowy, but it's definitely not super glowy looking. It's more on the natural glowy side. I feel like this is a nice foundation for people who have a normal skin type to dry skin type. Now, again, if you have oily skin, you can totally wear this. It's just that it is going to give you more of, a dewy glow. So think of what you want the end result to look like. If you want more of a glowy natural finish, then go with this one. But I think in general, this foundation works best for people with normal to dry skin. And it also works really well for people who want more of a natural finish and who want something that's going to be light on their skin, because it's a very liquidy foundation. So it's not going to have too much coverage, but it's going to cover your skin nicely, but not everything. So this is a nice, I guess, light to medium coverage foundation for people with normal to dry skin. The next one is kind of similar. It's from Urban Decay. This is a little mini one, and this is the Naked Skin Foundation from Urban Decay. This is really new and it's awesome. I love it. So I'm wearing this one today. This one in particular is actually in the color 4.0, but I'm wearing the color 5.0, and I think 5.0 matches me a little bit better than 4.0. So this foundation to me works well for, I would say, almost every skin type. I love this because it gives such a beautiful natural look, but it covers. I mean, it has probably about a medium coverage, but it feels so lightweight, and that's why I love it. I mean, it's so lightweight. It just feels like you're wearing nothing. I mean, I'm wearing this right now. I feel like it won't transfer off, and it doesn't feel like I'm wearing a lot, but I mean, my skin still looks great because it's fall. I consider myself to have a pretty oily skin type. I would say combination to oily, and I love this foundation. It does give a little bit of a glow, but it's not too glowy. It's a very, very natural looking foundation. It really does look like skin, and it really does look naked. It looks like you're wearing nothing. It just replicates skin's texture really nicely. So I'm definitely a fan of this one for pretty much every skin type. I would say maybe the extremes, extremely dry or extremely oily, wouldn't like this as much, but I would say for anywhere in between, you would probably really like this one. The next foundation is the perfect one for oily skin, and this is the Hourglass Immaculate Foundation. This is a liquid to powder foundation. So it comes out liquid, and as you apply it, it turns to a powder. So that's perfect for oily skin. This really helps mattify, and it's a very, very matte finish. So you're going to have no shine whatsoever when you put this on. So this is for oily skin people who want a very matte look. Now, I would not even touch this if you're even remotely dry because it will cling to any dry areas that you have, but for people who are oily, this is awesome. It has about a medium coverage, and this is the color light beige, which is probably the one that will match me now. I don't wear this as much as I used to. Nowadays, I'm more into a glowy, healthy, lighter look for my skin, and this is more a heavier matte finish on the skin. This is a newer foundation, for me at least. This is a Smashbox Studio Skin Foundation. This color is in 2.4, and I got this recently, and I was actually, surprisingly impressed with it. I thought it went on really nicely. This to me is probably ideal for people with combination to oily skin. It's a 15-hour wear foundation. It's transfer resistant. It's just a very, like, pretty much a matte finish. Not as matte as the Hourglass one, but definitely more of a matte finish. Now, I really like this on days where I want extra coverage, on days where I want like a medium to full coverage foundation, if my skin isn't doing so well and I just want it to like last all day without, you know, me looking oily or anything like that. Now, this isn't like my everyday foundation by any means, but like special occasion makeup, has very low SPF. It's only SPF 10, so it shouldn't, you know, interrupt like flash photography or anything like that. But I mean, this is definitely for days where I need that extra coverage. Probably not an everyday foundation for me, but I do, you know people who would wear this every day. Definitely for someone who is more on the oily side, maybe combination oily, and someone who wants more full coverage. This foundation is one of my favorites. Like, if I had to probably choose one out of this whole pile, it would be this one. This is the YSL Tint Resist Foundation, and I'm not sure if this is being discontinued. I really hope it's not, but I know that it's being taken out of Sephora stores. I don't know if it's going to be sold online still. I hope so. But this is in the color number 7. It's called Pink Beige. This is an awesome foundation for people with normal skin, for people with combination skin or oily skin. They have 2 different like versions of this. The other one is called, I think, Tint Radiance, and this one's the Tint Resist. So the Tint Radiance is more for drier skins, and then this one's more for like combination skin. And I love it because it helps keep me more mattified than any other foundation, but it doesn't make me look matte. It does have a nice glow, but it helps keep like my nose area and stuff a little more matte than normal. So that's why I really love this one. The color works really well for me. I like the way it looks. I like the way it feels. It makes my skin look flawless. It's pretty much a medium coverage foundation, so I would say this one's best for combination skin, oily skin, even normal skin if you want more like a natural satin finish. This one is one that I used to love a lot. This is the Laura Mercier Silk Cream Foundation. I have not worn this one in a very, very long time, but from what I remember of this one, this is definitely full coverage and it's very, very creamy. So in my perspective, this would be best for like drier skin or normal skin. However, I've heard of many people with oily skin using this. To me, it just didn't like do anything for me. I used to love it and I used to think it's great, and in recent months, or I guess a year, I've tried this and I don't remember why I loved it so much. It feels very heavy to me and very cakey, but I guess if you wanted to try this one, you would probably be better off trying it if you do have like normal combination skin. Again, I've heard people with oily skin use it. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but they like it, so I guess this is one that you're gonna have to try because I've heard people from all over, you know, the skin type spectrum use this and love it. However, I've heard of many people with oily skin using this. To me, it just didn't like do anything for me. I used to love it and I used to think it's great, and in recent months, or I guess a year, I've tried this and I don't remember why I loved it so much. It feels very heavy to me and very cakey, but I guess if you wanted to try this one, you would probably be better off trying it if you do have like normal combination skin. Again, I've heard people with oily skin use it. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but they like it, so I guess this is one that you're gonna have to try because I've heard people from all over, you know, the skin type spectrum use this and love it. This is the Jemma Kidd Makeup School Light as Air Foundation. A lot of people talk about this on here, and I ordered mine from Amazon. It was really expensive on there, and I do like it. However, I feel like it's not the perfect foundation for me. Well, first of all, this is in the color Light, which is too light right now, but works for me in the winter time. It is a very lightweight foundation, probably more on the light coverage side, I would say, and feels very light. It's kind of very natural look. It's kind of glowy, but not too glowy. It's definitely not matte at all, and it just gives a nice like finish to the skin. I would say this probably works best for people who have anywhere from like dry to normal combination skin. Probably not the best for very, very oily people because it does give a little more of a glow, and it's not going to like help you in any way control that shine. Now, like for someone like me who's combination, I get super oily on my nose, and then the rest of my face is like kind of oily, but not really. Like when I blot, I primarily just blot on my nose, but the rest of my face is like fine. Like I like a glow anyway, so the rest of my face is good. Just my nose that gets like extra oily. So for me, this isn't my favorite, but people who have like normal skin, I bet they'll like absolutely love this one. This is another awesome foundation. I recommend this to so many people. This is the Lancome Tint Idole Ultra. This is like a reformulated version of their old one. I love it. It's amazing. It's transfer resistant and it's pretty full coverage. I would say like medium to full. You can build it really nicely and you can apply it in smaller layers to kind of layer on certain areas where you want to build it. What I love about this is that it works really well for people with oily skin, but it's not overly matte. I don't love a matte finish. I feel like it looks very unnatural and too thick. So that's why I love this one, and I recommend it to a lot of people who have oily skin. It doesn't necessarily add to your oiliness, but it's not going to help control it. So if you were oily, you could use this. Just maybe add a powder on your oily areas. But I think also people with normal skin could use this, combination skin. I would even go as far as to say that dry skin people could wear this because I feel like it's not like over drying in any way. So I would say that pretty much anyone can use this or at least try it. It is a little bit of a thicker consistency because it does have pretty good coverage. So I've heard that's like really the only complaint that I've heard from people is that it's a little too thick. To me, it's really nice. I don't think it's too thick at all, but I mean, again, everyone likes a different consistency in their foundations. This one works well for pretty much every skin type. I think it's an awesome foundation if you want a natural finish with medium to full coverage. The last one I have to talk about is the Nars Sheer Glow Foundation, one of my favorites, and I love this one because it gives a very, very natural look. Now, it's called Sheer Glow, so it's obviously not going to give you a matte finish. It's going to give you more of a glow. However, the glow that this gives isn't too glowy, and I would consider this a medium coverage foundation. You should definitely apply this with your fingers because that's how it works best. For color wise, this one is in the color Barcelona, which is a little dark for me right now, but normally I do like Santa Fe and that works really well for me. This foundation is awesome if you have normal skin, combination skin, any like in between skins, not like the very, very dry or not like the very, very oily, anything in between. I think if anything, if you are dry, you could definitely use this, but I don't know if it's going to add like extra moisture to your skin. You can tell that I don't have a ton of foundations for dry skin because I just don't have dry skin at all. But I guess if you had dry skin, another option would probably be the Lancome, the Tint Miracle. Is really, really good for dry skin because it gives a very healthy look and it's a little more glowy for drier skin. But anyways, back to Sheer Glow. Sheer Glow is one of my favorites. I think it gives a very, very natural look. It's not too glowy, but it's not matte at all. It just gives a very skin-like finish. Now, I've heard a couple of complaints about this one being like a little like too heavy for people who want just like a subtle glow. So this does have really good coverage to it. So if you don't want a lot of coverage, this probably isn't the one for you. But for me, I think it's awesome. I think it's probably up there in like my top 3 faves. I just think it's a really good foundation. It's kind of one that I can never go wrong with. Every time I wear it, people are like, wow, your skin looks so nice today. I'm like, Sheer Glow, it's amazing. So Sheer Glow is definitely one that I recommend for almost everyone. Even if someone has a little bit more combination to oily skin and they come into Sephora, I always just tell them to try the Sheer Glow and see what they think instead of going towards the Sheer Matte, which is very like thick and it dries down really quickly. I just prefer the Sheer Glow over that one. So this is definitely one to consider with pretty much any skin type, but probably works best for people with like normal combination skin. So that is all for my foundations and different ones for different skin types. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about other foundations, hopefully I can help you. You can always ask them in the comment sections down below, and any video requests, as always, you can comment them in the comment section, and then all my links will be in the description box. So I hope to talk to you guys soon. Bye!